Yo, what's cracking everyone? Ericship 111 here. So recently we have just learned that for Series 24 in Forza Horizon 5, which will be themed as Italian automotive, marks the return of 4 major Italian manufacturers that has been missing since the launch of Forza Horizon 5, and they will be Alfa Romeo, Lancia, Fiat, and Abarth. Now, this Series 24 update will go live next month on the 17th of August, and after this tease was announced, I had a look on Twitter, the comments right here on my YouTube channel, and even the Twitch livestream chat as it was being announced. The response from the community has been overwhelmingly positive, excited, and happy to see these manufacturers finally return. What I do find quite fascinating is that out of all the series updates that Playground Games has teased over the past at the end of their Forza monthly live streams or even the Let's Go live streams, it seems as though the news of 4 returning car manufacturers has been one of the biggest. Now, I don't know if it's because it's been well over a year and a half since the absence of these car brands that has just made us all miss them so much, and we are just glad to see them finally back, as the catalogue of vehicles is quite extensive. But as exciting and as big as the news actually is, there is still some speculations as to why it took so long for these car brands to return, as they were all featured at launch in all 4 previous Forza Horizon titles, and also how will Playground Games reintroduce the manufacturers and their cars back in Series 24. Now, when it comes to content returning back to Forza Horizon 5, for the longest time, especially within the first year of the game's launch, a lot of players who initially fell in love with the series from previous titles felt as though that this time round, Playground Games really amped up and deliberately held things back from launch, only for it to be drip-fed back into the game as quote-unquote new content months later. We saw this time and time again, to the point where whenever something would return to Forza Horizon 5, whether it was for a legitimate reason or not, majority of the die-hard community would immediately conclude that this was held back on purpose. Now, with the case of Alfa Romeo, Lancia, Abarth, and Fiat, I genuinely believe that from the time of the game's initial reveal back at E3 of 2021 all the way to the release date, somewhere, somehow, there was a legitimate licensing problem that could not be resolved before the game launched. I truly do not think that Playground Games would intentionally take out 4 major car brands with such rich automotive history, only to then bring them back almost 18 months later just for a series update. In fact, I remember when Playground Games was revealing the car launch list on a weekly basis prior to the game's release, there were certain manufacturers who have been a part of the Forza franchise since the very beginning that were noticeably unannounced. Brands like BMW and Mazda, just to name a few, which at the time was quite surprising because in Forza Horizon 4, they were all very popular, widely known car brands that were already featured. So why tease the community with the inevitable, right? It would have made more sense with cars that were actually going to be new to the series. But looking back now, these extremely late announcements of household manufacturers could possibly be the developers securing last-minute licensing deals right before the game launched. But with the case of Alfa Romeo, Lancia, Abarth, and Fiat, even though we saw a lot of behind-the-scenes footage along with a small glimpse of gameplay with the Lancia, which does insinuate that Forza Horizon 5 did indeed have plans to feature these cars right from the beginning, what most likely happened was, after the release of Forza Horizon 5, in the background, Playground Games did manage to secure a license for these manufacturers to once again be featured in the Horizon series, and next month they believe it's the best time for them to make their triumphant return. As to how these cars will be reintroduced to Series 24, well, first we gotta look at just how many cars there are collectively across all 4 brands. If we are counting all of the different models from Horizon 1 through to Horizon 4, I believe that there are over 30 different cars, which is quite a lot. Now, just quickly, if we look back at Forza Horizon 4, when the game launched without any Mitsubishis, yes, at one point, even Mitsubishi was not featured in Forza Horizon 4. The way Playground Games reintroduced all of the cars was simply through a free DLC car pack that anyone and everyone could download. And also, all of the cars were available to purchase through the auto show as well, which was a nice simple way, but keep in mind, this was before the festival playlist was even a thing. But when Toyota returned to Forza Horizon 4, this was well after the festival playlist was announced, and almost all of the cars, including Lexus, were all locked behind a timed wall. And not only that, we weren't given all of the Toyotas and Lexus cars to unlock during that specific monthly series. Playground Games did indeed drip feed more returning Toyotas as months went on. Now, with the 4 returning Italian car manufacturers, I believe that Playground Games will take a similar route like they did with Toyota. Perhaps each week we focus on one returning manufacturer. We will get at least 2 weekly rewards from the showcase brand for earning 20 and 40 points. We may also receive dedicated car prizes from the Focus car brand for completing single events such as the trials and seasonal championships as well. But for some reason, and I could just be basing this off from what I have seen in the past, but I don't expect many, or if not, any of these returning cars to actually appear through the auto show for players to directly purchase, and that all of the cars from these manufacturers we have seen back in Forza Horizon 4 or even the older Horizon titles will all be available to unlock for Series 24. I feel as though some may be omitted for future series updates. That's how I believe these cars will be reintroduced in Series 24. Is it still big news? Absolutely. And will this actually be a game-changing update? I mean, possibly, especially if new to Forza cars get introduced from these manufacturers too. You know, with Playground Games introducing many new content in 2023. I mean, we even got the Toyota GR86 for Series 23, and as highly requested as that car was, I actually wasn't expecting it to ever come to fruition, but it did. Perhaps this isn't the old Horizon 5 of 2022. So yeah, there are for sure new cars I would love to see, and also who wouldn't want to equip anti-lag on a Lancia Integrale ripping through the windy roads of the rally adventure. I know I would. But anyways, I am looking forward to these cars returning to Forza Horizon 5 next month. I'm very curious as to seeing how the festival playlist for Series 24 will be laid out. And let me ask you this, from these 4 manufacturers, what new to Forza cars would you love to see and why? Share them down in the comment section below, as I do read all of your comments, guys. But anyways, if you guys did enjoy today's video, please make sure to smash the thumbs up button, as it really does help me out. And if you would like to stay up to date with everything Forza Horizon 5 related, be sure to subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.